Is it working now? Hello? Hello, hello. I don't have an issue on my side. That's weird. Well, it's never a good time to be trying to debug what's happening here. Just trying to understand what's happening. I'm finding the same thing as what RPG Chris has said, trying to delete Twitch cookies. Um, let's see if that helps. I'm wondering. Just trying to see if other streams are going to have the same issue. Yeah, okay, so this stream is working. This other one also is working. Okay. So Lando the Archmage, Magi, Maggie, Archmagi? I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but he's saying that it's working for them. Yeah, other streams seem to be working for me as well, but also the Forges stream is working for me, so I don't know what the issue is. But I think I'm just gonna proceed. But I'd like to know if, like, how widespread this is of an issue. If it's too much of an issue, then I mean I don't know. But I do need to proceed with the live stream. Okay. All right. So it might just be a few people that were affected by some kind of issue, uh, and not a large scale problem, I think. Okay, cool. So, um, as I was saying, welcome. It's been a long time. It's been about 4 months since the last stream, and a lot of things have happened since. The first one I wanted to talk about is that I finally did the second part of my interview that Yana did. So if you haven't seen it, there was the first part of the interview, Stars of VTT Galaxy number 26, and then the Stars of the VTT Galaxy number 28. This one is mine. Um, is part two of the same interview. So it was a fairly long interview where we got to talk about Foundry VTT, module development, um, also my work on Beyond 20 and other open source developments, tabletop RPG, game playing. Also talked about community challenges. As you can see, those are like the main categories of questions, um, and also talked a bit about world politics and kind of what I've been up to in my life since then. Um, Other than that, we also had Dungeon Solitaire, which we introduced, and we had a challenge, the Dungeon Run challenge, which I believe it expired in June. Um, and there was a winner of that contest. If you want to see in the giveaways and contest channel on Discord, you'll see some of the people who submitted their Dungeon Run challenge results. Um, and yeah, other than that, um, we had other few blog posts that I'll be talking about later today. One of the big news from today is that um, Foundry V13 is finally recommended on the Forge. So I know that it took a long time. Apologies for that, although um, I think that it's been kind of consistent with previous releases in terms of how long between the first stable release of a new major version of Foundry and when we start to recommend it to our users. We do tend to wait for a certain amount of time to elapse so that bugs and issues that happen with the initial releases are ironed out, which always takes a little bit of time, but also for systems as well as modules to be ported and migrated to work with the new major Foundry release, because sometimes there's changes in the APIs and things like that that um, make it um, uh, incompatible with some for some modules. So the developers do need to do a little bit of work to make it compatible. Not always, but some of the time. And so for the most popular systems and modules, we need to make sure that those have been migrated to work with V13 before we start recommending it to users. Otherwise, the user experience is not going to be great. And so our Forge recommendation is not based on this is now stable or it doesn't have a bug, but it's really whether or not we do recommend it to users. Obviously, our recommendation always comes with a caveat. Make sure that if you use or need specific modules or systems for your games, that those have been ported to the new major release before you do the upgrade. Um, most most of the modules should be updated at this point, but you never know. There might be some system or module that you really need and it still hasn't gotten that update. From our side, however, we had a few issues that we needed to fix as well, which took a little bit of time. We had to update invitation links from inside the Foundry V13. The application framework API inside of Foundry also changed, so some of the work that we've done had to be ported to this new application V2. That includes the file picker for accessing to your assets library, for example. Um, and the invitation links, as mentioned. We fixed some bugs around package installations in the V13 setup page, which was causing some issues, and we've also kind of like improved that process as well. Um, and there was also, I believe, an issue with token wildcards that was causing problems, and it was a difficult task to fix because of some changes internally to Foundry that didn't really allow us to make the fix. But thankfully, we worked with Foundry to get that fixed upstream, and we had to wait for the new release of Foundry to be able to make use of those new abilities in order to fix the issues that was being caused with the token wildcards. So you do need to have Foundry 13.346 minimum. Um, Earlier versions of Foundry 13 would not work, at least with regards to token wildcards on the Forge. So you do need to have the newer version. What we've done, I believe, at the same time as recommending V13 is that we have marked some of the older versions of Foundry as obsolete. So if you are on an older version, you should get a notification in-game that tells you that this version of Foundry is deprecated and you're invited to upgrade to a newer release of 13. This is only if you are on an earlier stable release of version 13. If you're on V12 or any of the other version, that's not really relevant to you. And there was also some issues with the return to setup, the back to the forge, the join game as, all of those menus and those little interactions with the user manager, etc., that we needed to fix. And one of the biggest thing that was holding us up for doing the recommendation was also LiveKit support, which I'm sure some of you are aware, because LiveKit, the module itself, was not updated to be V13 compatible until about a month ago. Um, and when it was released as a V13 compatible module, it still didn't work with the Forge because we had been using some LiveKit module APIs in order to allow the use, like the auto configuration of the servers for Forge users, and that those APIs had been removed by accident by the developers when they released the new version of LiveKit. So the Forge wasn't able to interact with the LiveKit module um, to make Forge servers available to users without manual configuration. So we had to look into that. We did a PR, I believe, that was sent to the LiveKit module developers, and they've merged it and released the new version, which out of the box works now with the Forge without any further updates from our side. I don't remember when that release was made. I believe just last week, which is why we are now finally able to do the recommendation of Foundry V13 to all of our users. So thank you everyone for your patience with that, and I hope that you'll be able to try out V13 and enjoy using it with all of its new features, bells and whistles, and all of the new capabilities that it brings to your tabletop RPG games. Um, and yeah, let me just check on chat in case there's anything I want to answer quickly before moving forward. Let me see. Uh, okay, so apparently it's a bitrate issue with uh, with the stream. I'm not sure if that has anything to do from my side, because I do not believe that I changed any um, bitrate configuration or anything like that since I installed OBS years ago on my machine. So I'm not sure if why today it caused those issues. And Lectus saying the diabolically hard challenge. I assume that you were talking about the dungeon run challenge. If people are not aware, Dungeon Run, you can click on the little game icon in the corner here, and that lets you play. Um, yes, you still want it. You are very determined, Lectu, when you want to play our contests. Um, but you did good. So yeah, this is our Dungeon Run. Oh, I can see some issues here with I'm seeing myself actually in the browser. You see that? Yeah, I should not have updated my graphics drivers so soon before the live stream. This is kind of the same thing as do not update your modules just before a game session. Yeah, I should not update my GPU drivers just before a live stream because we get these artifacts, unfortunately. Yeah. So yeah, Dungeon Solitaire. It's a fun little game. If you have not seen it in our last live stream, it's a fun little game that's card-based, and it allows you to essentially play a um, a solitaire game that is about fighting um, monsters in a dungeon. So yeah, we had a fun little challenge, and Lec 2 won, I believe. All right. Where was I? Yes, so other news, we have been hiring. I believe if you've watched our live stream from last time, you saw that we were hiring a few new party members to the Forge, and we've expanded even beyond this list. But yeah, we had a lot of new staff joining. Artijan, who is taking care of customer support, I'm sure you've seen him in our Discord, goes by Aki FSM. We also had Adrian and Andy joining us as UI UX designers, and they have been working a lot on improving the UI and the UX design of the Forge. We'll be talking about that in a second. We also had Julie, who joined us as an administrative assistant and has been helping us a lot with all of the admin stuff, all of the research, all of organizing as well our internal documentation, and she'll be helping us take care of things that take a little bit too much time and don't let us focus on the more important developments of the Forge. Um, After this post, actually, we've hired two other people. Zeal, who you may know as one of the module developers for Foundry. Um, he wrote some of the popular um, modules. Let me see if I can show you. I know Monarch is one of the amazing modules um, that he developed, but you can see so many of these um, Monarch. As you can see, Monster Blocks is a very popular one that I remember using a while back. But yeah, there's quite a few modules, and Zeal has been since the very early stages of Foundry developments, and he's been one of the um, ringleaders in the League of Extraordinary Foundry VTT Developers Discord, if you know about it. And he joined us as a software developer recently. And also starting this week, we have Tiziano, who is a DevOps, and he'll be helping us work on our servers and making sure that our service is even more stable and more reliable going forward. And also, we'll be taking care of any kind of issues that might happen in order to free me up, because that's still most of the time a task that I tend to handle. Um, and yeah, we are also still looking for hiring an additional DevOps and potentially another good senior QA. So if someone knows someone, please let us know. And I see Katie saying that you wish that Dungeon Solitaire was on the mobile version of the site. Interesting. It should be. I don't remember trying it. I can ask around. But yeah, there's no reason for it not to be playable on mobile, I think. Um, but yeah, we'll look into that. Thank you for bringing it up. All right. And so, as I talked about the new party members who joined, and especially Adrian and Andy as our UI UX designers, I want to talk a little bit about UI and UX. So now that we have a UX team, finally, it's a great time for us to take a critical look at the experience on our website and identify places where we can make improvements, make things clearer, and streamline the user flows. So this is one of the works that is being done by the UX team, and you'll see new visual language for branding and UI that will essentially streamline the Forge experience, both for new and existing users. We're also going to be working on accessibility and improvements on responsiveness of the website across the board. Um, we will most likely release these updates incrementally as to not be too jarring to our users. Um, but we will probably have to do a good rework of the UI and UX changing the navigation bar to make it easier to find the things that you need, especially as it has evolved over the years. And I do want to show a little bit of a sneak peek to one of the documents that was provided by the UX team. Um, and So there's all sorts of things being done, but I want to focus just on the work that's been done on the iconography. And so these are some of the icons being suggested and being worked on for changing the, uh, the icons that you'll see um, uh, on the website, whether it's in the navigation bar or elsewhere on the website. You'll have this more um, specific look and feel, and more importantly, a more consistent look, because some of these icons have been done by different people sometimes, and so you don't always have that consistency, and we want to create, like I said earlier, really like good guidelines and um, like a visual language, as they called it, for branding. So you'll be able to see those images like that. The other thing I want to talk about, still related to UI UX, is the Bazaar card redesign. So you've probably seen the update where the Bazaar cards have changed. You don't get to see that preview of the description anymore, and you have a much more a much nicer look, easier to see content, find content, and you have information that's a lot more visible to you. And This was the next phase of our overhaul of the bazaar, which focused only on showing the most relevant information for each package. Um, and Yeah, there's more phases to go, and I think that now that we have the UX team, they'll also be looking at exactly what we want in the next phases, because this is all work on the Bazaar redesign that was done before the new UX team, and this we've been working on for a year or so. Um, but yeah, having the UX designers having a look at that and seeing how we can improve even the updated design will be cool. Um, Apart from that, we have started to release new tutorial videos for the Forge. The most recent one, let me just open that up here, is Explorer mode, that was a little.
Hello, and welcome to the Forge. Want to try out Foundry VTT without committing to a life?
So there you go. You can. I can actually post the link in the chat. There you go. Wait, why did it not copy paste? What is wrong with my keyboard? Yeah, my keyboard is not working anymore. Technical difficulties do not stop. So there's the link. You can watch it. It explains the Explorer mode, how new users who have not purchased a Foundry license are able to try out Foundry and uh, get essentially a temporary 1 hour um, time limited license. This is one of the cool features that the Forge offers people, and we had an old video of that, and we've just revamped it, made it like updated it, and this is one of the first tutorial videos that was released, and we have a few others in the pipeline that should be getting released soon. And let me see what else. Yeah, we have the notification system. I'm sure that you've all seen these notifications before. What we've added is notification channels here that allow you to, sorry, notification channels here that allow you to mute, unmute. So that one was muted. That's why I didn't see the little red dot. I think. And now I see the red dot. So yeah, you can mute, unmute different channels and subscribe to other channels. For now, we only have the service announcement channel, but we are adding new channels so you can have like um, potentially marketing related content. But one of the more important one is that we want to be able um, uh, to allow you to go to a creators page from the bazaar, and from there you would be able to follow a specific creator essentially. Um, and yeah, once you follow creator, you would be able to receive a notification whenever they release a new package, for example. So let's just go, for example, here, and there would be a follow button. I believe it was here because we did set it up. It's currently just hidden because notification system was not completely implemented. But yeah, the idea is you would be able to go to any creator's page, follow them, and get notified of new releases. Same thing with wishlist. I know a lot of people have asked about the ability to add Bazaar content to a wish list. So if you put something on a wish list, it goes on sale or something like that, then you would get notified of it. So that's what the notification channels will be about, basically. Um, so yeah, keep an eye out for announcements in the near future with some new channels to follow. And yeah, that's uh, that's that for the notification channel feature. I hope it sounds interesting to you. And let's see. What else did we do? D&D Beyond, we had an update recently where a number of new books have been added. Um, and we've also improved assets library optimization for premium package installations. In particular, I believe the Amber package will take 870 meg less user data now due to its assets being moved to the assets library. Um, and I know that we did an update, I believe, yesterday, which caused an issue with installation of premium packages. And I believe if it's not already done, yeah, 7 minutes ago, yes. So there's a hot fix for it that was just released. So yeah, that has been fixed already. All right. And other than that, we've also had a couple of big announcements with regards to our terms of service. So first update terms of service in which we added Israel to the list of sanctioned countries in the terms of service, and we've removed it from um, it and other countries that are under sanctions from the list of countries selectable in the billing um, details. We did have to send a mass email to everybody because it's a legal requirement. So I know that some people got upset for receiving an email because they couldn't unsubscribe to it, but it is a legal requirement. Unsubscribe options are only for marketing emails, which the Forge does not do. So yeah, and after that, we've had quite a bit of feedback from users, a lot of support, but also some legitimate questions, as well as, unfortunately, hate mail. But that was to be expected. And following up from some of these questions, two things came to the forefront. The first one was the question about Russia, which was already sanctioned, but wasn't explicitly in the terms of service, which was an oversight from our part. I thought it was, but it hadn't been. Um, but yeah, we do have a legal obligation to also sanction Russia, and we have been since 2022. This is all automatic. Handled as well by the payments processors, and so we had to do a second update, which we sent, I believe, on Monday. We sent the update email to everyone um, to clarify, first of all, that Russia and Russia occupied territories in Ukraine are under sanctions, and we also needed to clarify the distinction between embargo territories and economic sanctions territories, because some people in essentially Syria, um, Russia itself, Cuba and Venezuela are under economic sanctions, so they can still use the forge, but they cannot purchase content or they cannot purchase services, which is different from the full embargo regions, which are Israel, Iran, and North Korea, which are not allowed to use the services. So we sent out the second email, and I also answered um, the questions, basically all of the questions, all of the relevant questions that were received, whether via email, via Discord, or even on social media, and posted a FAQ blog post that answers all of those questions. And that was Monday, yeah, 2 days ago. Um, and I highly encourage everyone to read the Q&A about the Israeli sanctions. Obviously, because of the subject, we delved into actual political discourse, which I had avoided doing until that point. Um, but you'll be able to understand the Forge's stance on Israel, as well as perhaps and hopefully better understand world events as they are. Um, and let me see if there's something else to add with regards to that. Um, yes. All right. Yeah, that's mostly it. I do have a disclaimer, um, in that this has been quite a difficult time for many of us, least of all uh, people who are going through uh, the various tragedies of war. Um, but I've been very careful uh, to not mix my politics with my work. But there is at some point a level where you you cannot dissociate the two. Um, in the instance of Israeli sanction, as I explained, hopefully clearly in this FAQ, the decision to ban Israel was predicated on specific legal decisions, and that is why it was done. Um, it basically justified what my personal opinions were. It justified taking action on them based on the actual legal grounds, even though that wasn't actually necessary. For me, it was important to actually follow uh, legal precedents instead of making decisions on my own, regardless of my right to do so. Um, and I explained that in great detail in this FAQ. Um, Unfortunately, people will take what I say out of context. Most likely, they will misinterpret some things that I say. So I've tried to really remain silent on this matter. But I'm open today to answering questions if you have any. Um, and I may not answer all questions because some questions may be not relevant or meant to trick me into saying something that can be taken out of context, or um, I'm not ready. I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm here to talk about the developer update of the Forge and give you updates about the Forge. So if you have any questions that are relevant to that, I'll be happy to answer it. But otherwise, I think if you can see the Q&A, and there's a lot of links, as you can see throughout, which explain many things with regards to the situation. And I invite everyone to read those articles, watch those videos, etc., that have been linked there if you want to learn more about it. And with that said, we can go to the Q&A portion. of the live stream. I do have to say that we will not be doing a Bazaar showcase today, um, contrary to what we've always done. A few reasons for that, but the first one is that Leon, who usually takes care of those, is currently on vacation. Um, so he couldn't do the Bazaar showcase. Um, but even though we had someone who could replace him, I decided to um, forego doing the Bazaar showcase today, mostly because I don't know what kind of political discourse might happen, and I prefer to keep the live stream centered around the update and especially the terms of service update um, without exposing potentially creators who may have completely different political opinions to be showcased during the exact same live stream that some political discourse might be happening. So that was a decision that was made to forego the Bazaar showcase. So because of that, usually the giveaway that we do at the end of the Bazaar showcase, we'll do it at the end of the Q&A session. So if you want to type, let me just check here and announce it in the chat. If you want to type hashtag giveaway, we'll be giving away a $20 gift card at the end of the stream. Um, and I don't believe I forgot anything. But yeah, feel free to type hashtag giveaway. You'll be entered into the drawing that we'll do. And at the end of the live stream, which is basically after the Q&A portion, then I'll be drawing the $20 gift card to one of the lucky winners. And with that being said, are there any questions? Okay, no Aha. Perhaps I missed it in the developer's log, but it seems like the save point issues have been fixed. That's a great question. They have not been fixed entirely, but they are partially fixed. Um, the the save point issues needed a certain amount of work that I have not been able to tackle, mostly because of my burnout, because of my activism, because of many things. Mostly DevOps also, who has had personal and reasons for which he hasn't been able to tackle that. But I don't. I think it was Saturday that I essentially found a workaround for the problem. The problem was really an issue of scale. The more backups there were, the more people were using the feature, the slower it got due to caching of data on a certain disk that was slow. So I managed to move that with the cache to a faster NVMe drive on a temporary virtual machine, which fixed the issues, which is great. But it's not the proper fix. The proper fix will take a little bit of time. But from a user perspective, it won't make a difference. It's just from our perspective in terms of infrastructure, should the process be running on this machine or that machine? So that's what it's more about. And mostly also that um, if the virtual machine needs to be rebooted, maybe save points will not be working during that period of time or something like that. So that's why like it's not a permanent solution, but it will be fixed soon. Also, I did the fix for North America, and I was planning this week to also do the workaround for Europe, Asia, and Oceania, which hasn't been done yet. Although those, because of the number of users on them, they're not as affected as North America, but um, they still do have issues. They are a little slow to save or restore backups and things like that. But that should get fixed. That should get done soon. And so with the workaround in place, save points will again be fully working without any issues, and then in the next month or so we'll be moving that at a more reliable system so that highly available and things like that. Just in case the virtual machine reboots for due to an outage or whatever it might be. Let's see. Dinesh Singh, congrats on getting V13 to the finish line. Thank you. Uh, and I am thanking you on behalf of my team because they are the ones that deserve the praise. Um, Artificial saying, I heard a rumor that there might be a plan on the horizon to allow different versions of Foundry with different system module sets. Did I dream that, or is it on the roadmap somewhere? Great question, Artificial. And you reminded me of the roadmap. I think we have a roadmap somewhere in the forums that has not been updated since like 2021, or 22 actually. But yes, it is on the roadmap. It is something that we have showed. Let me see if we go back here. I think yes, it was during the live stream, the anniversary live stream. Um, Let me see. Where was it? I'm not seeing it mentioned in the notes here. Um, and my browser, my keyboard stopped working, so I can't even control F or anything. But look up the actual video on YouTube. I assume it was demoed somewhere, at some point. I think this might actually be when I'm doing the demo of it. Um, but yes, we have started work on something called game environments, which would allow you to set um, different environments entirely, where you would be able to install different systems, different modules, different versions of those, and then instead of selecting um, a version for your Foundry game, you would be selecting which game environment you want it to run on. And yeah, that is still work in progress. It's not ready to be um, released, and I don't think I have something more to show than what I showed last time. But I'm not sure where. But hopefully, okay. So this is probably the one. And where, where you can you can probably look it up. Sorry. Um, I, but yeah, it's somewhere in this video where I demo how it works. How you can select the various game environments and all of that. So yes, it is not a rumor. You did not dream it. It is being worked on. It is on the roadmap. Um, and so yeah, next question was how that project's going. Well, the project is still being worked on, as I said. Not a lot of progress because I believe the person that was mostly in charge of that had um, a medical issue that caused them to be off work for a little bit of time. So we haven't made the same amount of progress that um, we would have normally, but uh, it's still progressing. Um, it's just obviously a very large feature that will require so much QA, so much testing. So it will take a little bit of time before we get to that being ready for release. But yeah, I know people are excited and waiting patiently for it, and I'm also really excited to see it become available. All right. Any other questions? And if I may remind those who have not done so already, you can type hashtag giveaway to be entered into a um, uh, giveaway for a $20 gift card. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? If there are no more questions, then we can potentially end the live stream. I'll give you all a few more seconds to come up with a question. Um, but yeah, if not, then I think we'll just have the to make the drawing for the live stream giveaway and then call it a day. All right. Okay then. Let's go. Here's our MooBot that will be drawing an entrant in 3, 2, 1. And Dinesh is the winner of today's $20 gift card. Congratulations, Dinesh. Um, Yay, there you go. And I believe Yana has the gift card, and she'll be able to message you with the claim link. Congratulations, Dinesh, and thank you everyone else for participating. And hopefully next time you'll be the winner of uh, our live stream giveaway. All right. And with that, thank you everybody. Thanks for coming. And I will let Yana also post our social media links. Please follow us on social media, on Twitch, if you want to be kept in the loop on our updates and not miss anything that we might be releasing. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day and enjoy. See you next time.